All right, so I'm going through and looking at the biggest gainers over the last 22 days, and I'm going to do it a couple different ways, a couple times. So this vertical line is marking 22 days ago, and actually went back to 22 days ago, and then I'm just going to go through these pretty quickly and see, knowing that like this is before these stocks ran, 600%, 200%, etc. And just trying to get a mind's eye for that's what it's all about, is just developing the scale. So here you can see, look at all this big green volume, had a big nice run up, pulled back. Not all of them are going to have that run up. That's a buy signal right there, ARQT. So this had a nice run up, pulled back to the moving average there, upward sloping moving average. So here you had a big run. Just there. So you had a run of 220% ish coming out of a squeeze. You can also see the sales growth, earnings growth on this side as well. Many of them, you'll notice they all have high ADR. So the ADR is in this column. The price is generally low. So those are some other characteristics that we're noticing. You could also look at the float on these, but the float in TC2000 I find is not always 100% accurate when it comes to these smaller caps. Powell, that was forming this choppy box. This one you can see how that sales is steadily up, earnings is up, but a lot of these, they don't have earnings, so many of them, they were just, nothing was happening until they had a momentum burst. So that's a nice pullback to the moving average there after a run up. Let's see, 85%. SMCI, of course, we all know about that one. Here was the buy signal right there. Well, that's the breakout to new highs. But look at the volume. So I'm going to do at least 100 of these, and then I'm going to go back through it, looking at present day. Arms, that's bouncing around, it's trying. Pulled back here, and the volume coming in. LPN, nice run up. See, this one's cupping here. Nice little cup pattern coming out of a daily squeeze. Okay, coin, that had, of course, a big run, about 268%. This is a leveraged CONL. Then it pulls back, and it's still above an upward sloping 200-day. You have a lot of volume coming in here. So actually right here, this could also, I think here's a better short setup coming out of this breakdown here. Here you can see it's starting to bounce around. Video. The volume coming into this thing. 330%. Float. Low float. C4. Of course, this bid ask will show where it's at today in price. So this ran up 110%. It pulls back. But you see the volume starting to dry up here. So all the selling, a lot of the sellers are worn out. Momentum is reaching the peak potentially on the downside. Groupon, that's really choppy in there. Carvana had a buy order on that didn't trigger because it moved that drivers. Look at this burst of volume coming in. Right, that's almost 200%, and then pulls back, and then the volume's drying up. So seems to be a consistent characteristic with many of these Bitcoiners. They run up 200%, they come back about halfway. You have everyone kind of sell out, and then the selling kind of dries up. GCT. And this one was a beautiful setup when it broke out to new highs there. I did trade that one. TXS. Look at this volume you had here. Here, a lot of buying. Or short covering. This one's probably the highest price one. No, SMCI, NVIDIA were in there too. So here, this came up to this anchored VWAP, and then it finally broke above it. Something that I'm looking for DWAC to do. So now we'll go back to the top. Go to bit play, present day, leave that there. So you can see what it looks like after. And that was a nice setup right there. Buy signal, well, multiple buy signals, the green candles. But look at that breakout in the volume. So here you get massive volume, 291 million on a market cap of 2.2 billion, which has gone up. So really at that time it was half that. So I'm guessing they had some pretty big news. Now many of these weren't really coming out of squeezes. They were kind of already running. ARQT had a nice pullback that we saw, and then once that volume came, just look at all the green though. Look at all the green volume. I think that's probably a consistent thing that you see with these is the green volume, the buying. Powell broke out of that box. SMCI, that broke out to new highs. It's a theme. There are also themes across these as well. Chips, AI, Bitcoin, biotech's always out there. Education and training. We're training our eyes here. That's what we're training. It's the whole purpose of this exercise. And you can see that nice pullback, little handle, shakeout. So that was already on a run. Yep, so there you had a buy signal, pulls back, another buy signal, breakout on volume. And if you bought it after that, still had a nice run up. But from the first buy signal, you had to run up to 65%. Mara. So you had the anchored VWAP. It was trading on it, and then it broke above it. That's kind of in this range here. Not really seeing much to do. I did short it here when it broke the lows of this candle for a nice little trade. But I didn't do well on the long side here. Nice little squeeze play. Another nice little squeeze play. This is the squeeze down here. All right, now we'll go back through, look at the weekly. Many of these are pump stocks. Yep, look at all that volume. Same there, a lot of volume. What was that, WGS? SMCI. Nice cupping action. Nice squeeze. Huge volume. Look at all that buying. We're looking at the patterns, we're looking at the volume, we're looking at my special indicator down here. I'm not looking at this as much, but I will when I go back and look at the tape. That's the whole point of recording this. You can watch it over and over again. That's how you train yourself. What to look for. Okay. So you can see many of them are low priced, high DR. We could also set a filter for this to look for higher priced stocks that have made big moves. Like this Ralph Lauren. A lot of buying here. See, you had buying, more buying, more buying. When it turns orange, that's a really typically a hotter uptrend. Yeah, we can set some parameters on this to only look for ones that are above a moving average. Study those. Yeah, here's one. Look, that nice. No real sell signals in here. None. Right? Then it gets tight action right there and there, which is what we want to see, and the volume trying up. Then you get the buy signal here, here. Just a beautiful run. Look at the earning. Look at the sales growth on this. So this is might have a higher odds. You can anticipate a little more because of the fundamentals. Video, of course, massive earnings and sales growth. Mind mid. LSD. APP, that's one I fumbled a little bit. But again, similar to SMCI, nice, big, nice run up here. 200% more than doubles. Pulls back in this tight range. What was the pullback? Was what, 20%? Holds above a rising moving average. But look at the volume. Nice tight squeeze. White is really tight. Black is like medium, and then red is like a regular squeeze. And then it fires out of there on earnings. It's choppy on the daily, but they have pretty massive earnings growth here. NGU. Get that. Another squeeze came out of buy signal there. Haven't had any sell signals on the weekly. It's more than doubled. All right.